How many bags of Irish potato seeds do we need to put in an acre? That's the question we are asking ourselves today. So join me as we find out. Hi guys, this is Eddie, your host farmer, and this is Efarms Media. Today we are here in Njoro.
E-Farms will be right back after the break. Are you a farmer, an investor, or planning for a peaceful retirement? Welcome to City Ridge Homes and Properties Limited, where you secure assets for generations. We specialize in prime plots and land ideal for petrol stations, commercial developments, farming, and subdivisions. Whether you're buying, leasing, or investing, we've got the right property to match your vision. From serene farmlands to strategic roadside plots, City Ridge Homes and Properties Limited is your trusted partner in real estate. Call us today, +2 547 202 9170, +2 5471 772 3130. City Ridge Homes, building your future one property at a time.
So, guys, first things first, you prepare the land. The soil has to be tilled. We did the first one, the harrowing, and now we did the second one. For making the lines, yeah, we made the lines with the tractor. Now we are planting the seeds. In this land, this area, we did not do the soil test because of time, and also we have done we did a previous soil test in another place. So this one we want to try out. We want to learn. In an acre, you need around 16 to 20 bags of Irish potato seeds. However, we have started with the 16 bags, yes. So we want to see what will be the harvest. So I shall be making more videos. I shall be showing you everything, the management practices, whatever I'll be using to manage the crops. I'll be showing you everything. But at the moment, we are doing the planting. When you're planting, the length of the seed to seed, is almost like 1 feet. From seed to seed, it's like 1 feet. From here to here, it's like 2 feet. On the rows, mostly if you're using a tractor, the tractor has already its measurements, yes, to do the ridges. But it depends also on the seed size. There's size 1 and size 2. But actually, mine are mixed. I mixed them, yes. At the moment, right now, they're putting the potatoes to the ridges. And then we shall come with the fertilizer. You can use the fertilizer of DAP, or you can use this one of NPK. But I think NPK is more advanced. But for my own understanding, the NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Mostly when potatoes are growing from the ground, mostly they need that mixture.
Yeah, guys, so land preparation. The land should be prepared early before onset of the rains to avoid soil compaction. Yeah, when the tractor has the tires of the tractor, when it's having full air, then it will press the ground. It will press the ground, leading to soil compaction. Preparing the land when it's not wet, allows for increased aeration, free drainage, destruction of weeds, and decomposition of other crop residues. Potato roots and tubers, they need loose soil. They need loose soils that have adequate air supply and are well drained to produce good yields. Compacted soils or waterlogged soils have poor air supply and leads to poor yields. So plow the soil to loosen it and reduce soil resistance to root penetration and tuber development. Vegetation clearing, slash bushes and weeds, remove and destroy volunteering potato plants, if any. Yeah, when you plant potatoes and you harvest, mostly there are some potatoes that remain underground. So you have to till the soil very well. You can plow the land at least 3 weeks before planting. This should be done to a depth of 25 centimeters when using disc plow and 15 centimeters when using hand hoes. If the land is virgin, it's recommended that 2 plowing should be done at an interval of 1 week. But if it's a cultivated land, 1 plowing is sufficient. Mostly when you're using a tractor has its measurements. But if you're doing the ridges manually, then you have to improvise. You have to use measurements. Yeah, depending on how you're doing it. Yeah, so let's look at harrowing. Yeah, harrow the plowed land 1 week later to allow better soil working conditions. Carry out at least 2 harrowing passes, with the last one being done just before preparing of furrows or ridges, so as to destroy young weeds for virgin land. But for cultivated land, 1 harrow is sufficient. You do all this just to make your farm clean. Leveling is also done to allow equal surface water distribution. Using hand hoes, level the land by moving soil into depressed surfaces along the contour. When using a tractor, run a harrow along the contours to achieve a flat side. When you're planting should coincide with the start of the rains to maximize water utilization. There are different recommendations, which they include you can plant potatoes on the ridges or furrows, spacing, manure, and fertilizer use, amount of seeds needed, and depth of covering. The seeds should be planted with sprouts facing up, whether in the ridges or furrows. The eyes should face up, so that when you cover the seeds, the eyes will be able to sprout. And when the soil is soft and loose, then it will sprout easily. Yeah, it will sprout easily than when the soil is compacted. Furrows are prepared after harrowing, and it should be opened just before planting at the depth of between 8 and 12 centimeters deep. The soil should be well drained and the area should not be waterlogged. When potatoes are planted by hand, a range of row drill spacing options are available. 3 values are typical: 65 centimeters, 75 centimeters, 90 centimeters. Variety with a short growing season should be planted at 65 centimeters. Inter-row spacing, since these types generally produce smaller canopies. Varieties that are late maturing generally have large canopies and they will benefit from the extra weeded. An inter-row spacing of 90 centimeters could be considered for Dutch varieties. For the Kenyan varieties, a spacing of 75 centimeters is recommended. Spacing depends on several factors. On variety, depends on the sizes. When potatoes are planted using machinery, the row spacing will be dictated by the wheel spacing of the tractor. Yeah, of course, in any business, we have to know the input and the output. We have to know the cost of production, and we have to know the profits. Yeah, but before we look at the money, we have to know how the money is born. We have to know the roots. Yeah, we have to know the roots, how the money is made, how does it become the money. Yeah, so here we are. Yeah, so moving on. When you're preparing ridges, when you're planting in ridges, after harrowing, ridges which are raised planting beds are used for planting where there is possibility of waterlogging. At ridging up a narrow to on the drill is desirable in wet conditions, as it facilitates water to run down the outside, allowing the potato crop to grow. On the elevated beds, in dry conditions, a flatter, wider drill will conserve more moisture. Manure application or fertilizers. How do you apply the fertilizer? How do you apply the manure? So manure, as an organic source of nutrients, contains NPK. So if well prepared, apply manure at the rate of 2 to 4 tons per acre. Ensure the manure is well prepared and ready for use by feeling with your hands. It should feel like cotton crumbles easily, and when dry, it's floury. The best manure has the following characteristics: not made from livestock, fed with potatoes, family crop residue. This is to reduce chances of spread of bacterial wilt disease. Yes, do not use manure that is directly made from the livestock that has been eating potatoes or potatoes family. Yeah, we do this to avoid the spread of bacterial wilt. Also, compost not made with crop residue from potato, so well decomposed manure so as to prevent occurrence of black leg and black scarf diseases, free from potato pests and other diseases. Yes, the manure has to be clean. It has to be free from diseases, from any potato diseases. That's when you apply the manure. So when we look at fertilizers are fast acting inorganic materials, supplying one or more key nutrients to the plant. Yeah, nutrients required by the potato crop may be supplied either through commercial organic fertilizers, farmyard manure, compost, liquid tea, green manure, and Michigan rock phosphate, or inorganic fertilizer, that is diammonium phosphate, that is DAP, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, that is NPK, triple super phosphate, that is TSP, monoammonium phosphate, that is MAP, calcium ammonium nitrate, that is CN. CN mostly is used for top dressing and urea, customized and blended fertilizer. According to crop specific and soil test results, is advisable. Liming is also advised for acidic soils. Micronutrients are usually supplied through foliar sprays in cases of deficiency, but it's advisable to apply through field grade fertilizer. Every company formulates fertilizers for potato crops differently. Fertilizers used for planting potatoes are, there's DAP, that is diammonium phosphate. There is NPK. NPK is measured mostly. It's measured like you can get 17, 17, 17. That is NPK, nitrogen 17, phosphorus 17, and potassium 17. Sometimes it's 20, 20, 20. Sometimes it's 23, 23, 0. Yeah, it depends. Blended NPK, 14, 25, 14. Single super phosphate, that is SSP, triple super phosphate, that is TSP. So let's look at the seeds. Seeds potato acquisition. It's really recommended to purchase certified seeds. Check the seed purchased to ensure it meets the information given on the label, such as crop species, crop variety, seed class, seed size, grade in millimeters, grower number, lot number, packaging unit per kg, year of production, date of certification, and country of production. When you're purchasing the seeds, all these details must be written, must be on the cannot. There is a note that is usually on the seeds. It will show you everything you need to know about that seed. Sprouting the seeds prior to planting allows the seed tuber to commence growth in the store before planting in the field, producing a consequent reduction in the time from planting until emergency sprouting is a diffused light store, and tubers spread thinly on a flat surface, either on the floor or on the diffused light store. A diffused light store, it's a store that is controlled. You control the light, you can control the temperatures. For you store the potatoes inside for them to sprout. Sometimes you can put them in crates, permits controlled sprout growth. In crates it's better than the seeds growing in the sacks. You spread them down on the flat surface, so that you can have controlled growth, controlled sprouting, in contrast to the uncontrolled growth which occurs when the seed tuber are stored in bags. When you store them in bags, remove the seeds from the bags and spread them them thinly in trays in the diffuse light store. The seed tubers should not be stacked more than 3 layers deep. This will ensure good sprouting, and the sprouts formed will be strong with good color, so that during transportation to the field for planting, sprouts don't break off easily. Inspect the boxes at regular intervals. Check for aphids, infestations of new sprouts, and to discard any tubers showing symptoms of rotting. It's essential that the tubers are planted directly from the sprouting boxes. Tipping them into bags or other containers may cut or break off, negating the growth achieved. This will result in uneven or delayed emergence, as the sprouted tubers will emerge before those whose sprouts were broken off. To maximize production, there is need to have the right plant density in the farm. When the spacing is 75 centimeters between furrows or ridges and 30 centimeters between tubers, let's say 18,000 to 44,000 approximately tubers will be required for 4 per acre. A 50 kg bag of large potato tubers, size 2 and size 3, contain less seeds than 50 kg bag of smaller size tubers, size 1. These larger seed sizes are more expensive but have the potential to yield more. It's recommended to use size 2. Yeah, so the classes of seeds, there is size 1, 2 to 3. That is size 1 being small, size 2 medium, size 3 large, and the diameter of size 1 is 25 to 35 millimeters, the weight 39 to 45 grams. Number of 50 kg bags per acre. For size 1 you need around 14 to 16 bags. On the size 2, the medium, its diameter is around 35 to 45 millimeters, and the weight is 50 to 57 grams. Number of bags of 50 kg bags that you need per acre is 18 to 20 bags. Yeah, so looking at number 3, size number 3, that's the large one. The in millimeters, the diameter size is 45 to 55. The average weight is 60 to 73 grams, and the number of bags that you need per acre for size 3 is around 24 to 26 bags. Yeah. So everything is math and calculations. Everything needs planning. Yeah. So placing and covering of seeds. Place seed tubers in furrow or ridges with the sprouts facing upward. Space between the tubers should be 30 centimeters or 1 foot. This is approximately the space between the ankle and the toe of an adult. Once the tuber has been placed correctly, cover with soil to the height of 15 centimeters for drills and 10 centimeters for the ridges.
Fiti.
Yeah, so looking at the micronutrients, yeah, micronutrients are required in very small amounts. Nonetheless, they are still essential for crop growth to progress. They include iron with a symbol of Fe. There is boron. Boron is it has a symbol of Bo. There is zinc, that is Zn. There's manganese, Mn. There's copper, Cu. Molybdenum, that is Mo. There is chlorine, Cl, and nickel. Nickel or nickel, either way, the Ni. Yeah. So the highest yields of potatoes are obtained when the correct balance exists between micronutrients and the macronutrients. A deficiency of any nutrient will limit crop growth and restrict yields. The application of high analysis of NPK fertilizers means that these compounds no longer contain micronutrients as a contaminant. However, Kenyan soils are usually sufficient in micronutrients to meet potato crops growth. Yeah, the Kenyan soils, they have nutrients that meet potato growth requirement, apart from boron, which is limited in some areas. Nickel or nickel, yeah, the Ni, nickel, it's an element that can be both an essential micronutrient for plants and a potential toxic heavy metal. It's needed in small quantities for proper growth and development. It's crucial for plant metabolism, aiding processes like urea breakdown and stress medication, e.g. in drought and high temperatures. Moving on, molybdenum is also an essential micronutrient for plants, playing a crucial role in nitrogen fixation and various other metabolic processes. It's a component of enzymes involved in nitrogen carbon sulfur metabolism. It's essential for plant growth and development. So, physical signs of nutrients deficiency. Yeah, when you look at the plant, you can just know that this plant is not well. This plant needs water. This plant needs nitrogen. Yeah, just by the look of the plant itself. Yeah, so when the plant is lacking nitrogen deficiency, you apply foliar feed with more nitrogen. If application of nitrogen is recommended in potatoes during soil analysis, use the recommended rates next season. Potassium deficiency, foliar spray with potash. Apply the rate of fertilizer recommended. Is intended to certify crop needs and build soil potassium levels to the optimum range. Phosphorus deficiency. You spray foliar spray of phosphate foliar spray. Use manure and green matter. A warm, moist and well aerated soil at pH of 6.5 optimizes the release of phosphorus. Calcium. Spray foliar with calcium. Use lime like gypsum, calcium sulfate. Yeah. Magnesium. If magnesium supply is low and liming is required, dolomite lime is used, or spray Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate as foliar. Sulfur. Foliar spray with sulfur, rich foliar spray. Yeah, so let's look at crop rotation. Crop rotation plan. It's important to draw a crop rotation plan for the whole farm. It's an important agricultural practice in potato production because it helps managing buildup of pests and diseases associated with potatoes and other crops from the Solanaceae family. Farmers should always ensure that they grow potatoes only on virgin or fallow land, or land where potatoes and other Solanaceae family crops have not been grown in the previous seasons. Designing a crop rotation program. Step 1. Inquire about the farm and the market. Ask about the farm's history. What was grown there before? What pests and diseases have been observed before? Observe the topography and drainage of the farm. Is it sloping or flat? Observe the soil types. Is it sandy, black, cotton, loam soil? Seek information on the climate conditions such as rainfall, temperature, wind, etc. Determine your household foods in demand, or what other crops are in demand in the local market. What other crops, if grown in rotation with potato, will be benefit of ready market? Yeah, don't just plant because you want to plant. Yeah, you have to look at the market. When you're planting, after you harvest, where are you taking your produce? Yeah, where are you going to take your produce? Or you can plant, and as they are growing, you start looking for market. Before you harvest, you'll be having something. Yeah, so that's how it is. Next, we will at the moment we are done with planting. We have covered up our crops. Yeah, we do cover the crops to avoid lighting. Yeah, we do cover the crops to avoid lighting. When there is lighting directly to the crops will turn green, and that means you'll be out of market. Whenever I can, I will be posting, and whenever I get the time, I will come online. So thank you so much, those who subscribed. Thank you, the returning subscribers. Yeah, thank you everyone for your patience. Thank you everyone for your support. See you next time.